space news from a Nobel Laureate who claims that humans will not move to other planets. This is a completely crazy idea, he says. This is by Sebastian Ketley on Express UK. The Swiss Nobel Laureate is Michael Mayer, who has recently been given an award for cosmology, so he should know what he's talking about. And he's certain humans will never travel to distant exoplanets, so therefore dashing any hopes of migrating beyond our solar system. He's Swiss, and he's an astrophysicist, cosmologist. He believes planets outside of our solar system are simply too far away to reach, and this is what he said Tuesday, October 8. Dr. Mayer said it's completely crazy to think otherwise. He's an astrophysicist and colleague. His colleague, who again won, is another Nobel Laureate, Dieter Kellertz, were awarded the Nobel Prize for Physics this week. The scientists were recognized for their pioneering research on distant exoplanets. So they're able to find them, but doesn't mean that we're able to go and live there. Now, thanks to their studies, astronomers have a better chance of discovering potentially habitable worlds in neighboring star systems. But unfortunately, Dr. Mayer does not think humans will reach these worlds anytime soon. He says these planets are much, much too far away. Even in the very optimistic case of a livable planet that is not too far away, say a frozen dozen light years, a few dozen light years, which is not a lot, it's in the neighborhood, the time to go there is considerable. We're talking about hundreds of millions of days using the means we have available today. We must take care of our planet. It's a very beautiful and still absolutely livable planet. He's 77 years old, and the astrophysicist and his colleague, Dieter, pioneered exoplanet discoveries in the 1990s. In 1995, so that was like, 30 years ago, he was much younger, obviously, the pair uncovered the presence of a large gaseous planet orbiting a star 50 light years away, or, I'm not going to even say this number, quadrillion miles from Earth. Since then, the astronomers have discovered thousands of more exoplanets. Now, the space agency NASA, at the forefront of discoveries, thanks to its Kepler and TESS missions. Up to now, NASA's various space robots and telescopes have found around 4,000 exoplanets, and another 3,000 are awaiting confirmation that they are exoplanets. So if they are confirmed, all of them, that would make 7,000 exoplanets. The US agency said, NASA said, we live in an extraordinary time where in the span of a single generation, the centuries-old question, are there planets orbiting other stars, has been answered with a resounding, yes, there are other planets orbiting other stars. Now, since the first exoplanets were discovered in the early 1990s, the number of known exoplanets has doubled approximately every 27 months. Now, could humans one day live in space? Dr. Mayer says space enthusiasts are still looking forward to nearby bodies like the Moon and Mars. The red planet Mars is the closest and most likely planet for humans to one day migrate to, but it's got a lot of problems. It's got no magnetosphere. It has the solar radiation passes right through. I mean, how are humans supposed to live there? They'd be bombarded with cancerous radiation, cosmic rays, solar rays, everything. Now, most recently, the Israeli company Alpha Farms created artificial beef on board the ISS, although they say that it doesn't taste good, it needs a lot of improvement. The artificial meat was created thanks to 3D writing technology designed to help create food in space. Lembik Opik, chairman of Parliament for the Space Nations Asgardia, said the continued development of food production in space demonstrates that the wheels are in motion to facilitate for long-term habitation in space, to create food in gravitational environments different to those here on our Earth, shows steps both to enhance the enhancements that we've made, but also the journey we are to create Earth-like environments in space. So to create food in gravitational environments different to those here on Earth shows the steps both to enhance and to create Earth-like living environments. Now the micronation, the small nation of the new nation of Asgardia, aims to help humans transition to space in the upcoming years. Now, one of the main goals is to conceive the first human child off planet. Mr. Alpic said, at Asgardia, our primary short-term goal is to facilitate for the first birth in space. We believe that within 25 years, we'll have made the requisite developments into artificial gravity to allow for conception and birth in space, with essential breakthroughs such as Alepht's and our hopefully Asgardia's human habitation in orbit would be very much a reality, he says. Now, there's a lot of problems to conquer, of course. One of them is gravity, the other is air, filtration. They even have problems on the ISS with microbes and germs and viruses. So, it's not easy. And I'll leave links below for you for this. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.